Okay, we're in the Pioneer, Florida Museum and Village, preserving Florida history, which is in Dade City. We are in front of the main building, which is not an original structure. However, it contains easily one of the most extensive, if not the most extensive, eclectic collection of Florida history. I don't think there's anything necessarily going back to the Spanish period, but everything else in between is covered. I mean, there is an enormous amount of stuff in here. We're not going to be able to see everything that was that they have as far as in detail, but we'll try to give a good overview of this particular building and what they have in there. It is just extraordinary. They have Confederate things, World War II things, Union things, textile, turpentine, lumber. In addition to having a lot of original buildings that were moved here, which we typically see in this sort of site. So can't ask for anything better than that. And we're just going to take a look around here for that, and then just give a brief overview, and then we're going to go in more detail into each building. We also have an old Cummer Sons original train engine. So we're going to go check that bad boy out too in a little bit. For now, we're going to go on inside and see what's in there. This place was started in 1961, so it's one of the older ones. I wish we knew which ones were the oldest, if there was some sort of ranking or something. So I would think this would be in there. Okay, so we're going to start here. They have a little taxidermy section here. That is Al. Big Al. He's pretty good size. He's not the biggest we've seen by any stretch, but he's pretty good size. And we have some bones, some fossils. Aboriginal implements. Taxidermy representing some of the local wildlife. Coons, ducks, bobcats. Very neat hornet's nest. Turkey, probably a whitetail. Some Seminole accoutrement, Seminole exhibit. And again, this is just going to be a brief overview because there is just too much stuff here to focus on each and everything. But there are some select things that are more interesting than others. They're calling this exhibit the old back porch. The best we can do with this particular video is just to encourage you to check this place out, because it is well worth it. And we've just gotten here. We just started. This is the first building we came into, and I've been here for probably an hour already. So here we have an old combination doctor's office, dentist office, apothecary. Just give you an idea of ancient equipment. Although I shouldn't say it's ancient, because I can remember sitting in a chair like that, having x-rays like that out of a machine taken like that one, spitting into a sink like this one. So, and that would have been nasty. And drills like these, I remember very much drills like these, the ran on the little pulleys. So these kids these days, they have no idea how good they had it. There's an old, some kind of gurney slash doctor's chair, a scale which I'm sure still works. These old law books, which I wonder what maybe they're doing medical malpractice work here. Musical instruments. This all represents this part of the county. This is not from the other side of the county, which this side was inhabited, pioneered first because it is more hospitable to farming and ranching and that sort of thing. The coast was not as amenable to that sort of thing. It wasn't as easy to do. This is a World War II display. Dade City was known for having one of the larger POW camps back in the day. And if my understanding is that some Germans even just chose to remain here. So that's either early World War II or World War I. I think it's in keeping with this display. Probably World War II. There's an old German Nazi flag, helmet, belt buckle, belt. There's some medals, service medals. There's an old M1 Garand. It's amazing we won that war with that piece of equipment. This is the tool room, and this is just phenomenal. All the tools. You can't even, I mean, you could spend all day in here just looking at each one of these tools. Pumps, winches, wrenches, saws, planes, levels, plumb bobs, pulleys, shoe horns to work with on shoes. Cleavers, spoons, strainers, grinders, scythes. So they have it listed in plumbing and kitchen and trees and that sort of thing. They have it situated that way, it looks like. There's some old planes here. Vices. Clamps, hammers. This is going to be more precision tools in here. Lanterns. Just incredible stuff. Incredible stuff. Okay, here we have some sabers. This is donated, but it doesn't say what era they're from. And we're going to go back over here real quick. This is a linotype machine. This is from the Zephyr Hills News. And this picture here shows you at one time there would have been 5, 4 in a row right here in this picture alone that they were pumping these out. Incredible stuff. Old safe. Oh, this is neat. This is from the Edwinola Dade City Hotel. Very cool stuff. Okay, here we have cattle industry. Whips and hats and brands. Saddle. This is neat. This is the citrus industry display. This old bag where you would wrap that around your shoulder and you'd have carried that until it was loaded with oranges. Then when it was, you would have taken it to a bigger container and unhooked that hook, and that would have dropped the bottom out, and you would have gone back to pick more. School desk and chair for a little kid. Here's some big Hurdy cups and a turpentine display. Bromley Shoe Shop. And Comer & Sons Cypress Company. We have some old-time pottery and containers. These all appear to be from the 40s, the 1940s. There's some from 1916. And here is the Confederate display. I doubt that that's an original flag. It just looks too new. It's very well done, but it just looks too new to be an original. But certainly the guns and sword saber are. There's a neat old book. I'd like to know more about that. I'd like to open that bad boy up. And the saber. Here's your basic cartridges and shells and the ways to make the musket balls. Here's some currency. This is a promissory note, and this is a letter, Confederate letter. These are Confederate Florida currency. This is really neat. Confederate pay voucher, 1862. Probably should have started at the top, so I'll go backwards. This is a way bill for a rail line from Albany to Quincy, saying who's on, how much they paid, and all that kind of stuff. Here's an order from Bragg's headquarters, apparently, 1861. There's a reunion photograph in 1880. Reunion of Hillsborough Camp of Confederate Veterans. Here's currency. I thought this was neat. This is an original senator's briefcase from the person who is the namesake for Pasco County, Samuel Pasco. That is pretty neat, I think. Oh, and this is very cool too, I think. This is a photograph composite of all the Florida Secession Convention members. And we just visited the gravesite of 3 of those. That's a textile room, quilts and that sort of thing. This is more or less the Union section. A whiskey barrel. And let's see, this is a doll section. Here's some Navy things. World War II, Army and Navy right next to each other. This is a 9/11 case. Official beginning of the Muslim War. This is World War I. Okay, and maybe one of the most astonishing artifacts on display here is this. This is an original mid to late 18th century flag. It's 13 stars. And it says, this is believed to be the first flag to fly in battle on August 3, 1777 at Fort Stanwix, Rome, New York. So that's pretty cool. And I talked to a lady, she left a little bit ago, who is one of the curators here, and she said that the family descendants of where they obtained this flag say that this blue was part of a jacket of one of the members, the male members of that particular family. That is incredible. That is unbelievable. That's like Smithsonian quality stuff right there. These are just various sharp instruments, some models of ships. Some precision tool making. Some photographic equipment and old photographs. And this is a neat old model train display. Model of the museum grounds built by, oh, okay, I didn't realize that before. So this is a scale model of all the stuff we're going to see here in a few moments. So, very cool stuff. Very incredible. That's an old country store over there where they're selling different things to this day. So, if I've missed anything, you're just going to have to come down and see it. It's very, very, very well worth the time. Thank you.